and sit down.
We're live now, Dave. Sorry about that, folks. Slight delay there. Round two. Guess who forgot to press the live button?
It wasn't me. I'm completely innocent this time.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm like, it's not come up on YouTube, Dave. Still not come up. Something ain't right. Yeah. Closing the button in the top right corner. Look. Anyway, welcome to another Wednesday Thunderbuddies build. What have we been up to, Dave, since Sunday? Not a lot, probably.
Not a great deal.
No, I've not even been at me bench beavering. I did the E-models thing Monday, obvious, and that's it. It was just too hot yesterday, wasn't it? It was like, ooh. But anyway, I digress. Let's have a looky-loo at the chat and see who we've got in. Sprue and Glue's in, saying he's got pot noodle for tea, or asking Lewis pot noodle for tea.
Good man. What flavour?
Oh, yeah, what flavour? Grant's in at 5760 scale models. He's one of your mods. Never far away from your tea at Model Making Trucker. And he's saying hello to Paul over at Plastic Monkey. Andy's in Model Making Mayhem, saying coffee man myself, to be honest. Oh, mate, I'm a Londoner. Got to have a pot of rosy on the go, ain't you? You can always tell when you're in a Londoner's house because they don't have a cold kettle, do we, Dave?
No. Kettle doesn't understand the meaning of getting cold.
Sprue and Glue's in, saying hi. And Lewis is now sweet barbecue pork with cheesy mash.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Model Making Trucker saying to Grant, I try not to be. You out on the road, are you, at the moment, Lewis? Bless you. Grant saying sounds nice. Nat is in at Dexterous Crafter. Hello, Nat. How are you?
All right,
still not started me diamond art yet, but I'm building up to it.
Ooh, update.
Oh, go on.
Dave's diamond art has arrived.
Oh. What did we get?
We got a space picture.
Yeah. Did you look at it and go, oh, you did, didn't you?
I might have.
Yeah.
It's all creased up a little bit. I've put it underneath the mat to flatten it out.
Yeah. Did you do a lady puff?
No, I did a very scared man puff.
Grant saying hello to Nat, as is Sprue and Glue. And he's going, I think Lewis has a tea machine, Mark 5, worked into his arm. Absolutely, mate.
And so we should.
Absolutely. Nat saying hello to Grant and David. We've got Lewis saying, no, not that sort of tea. For you posh people, tea equals dinner. Yeah.
So, is that a high tea or a low tea?
Yeah, is that a sustenance top-up tea ready for the blowout kebab you're going to have later that you're not going to tell Nat about? Sprue and Glue saying he's F14 came today.
Ooh. Now, is that the Revell F14 or the Tamiya F14?
That's a point, yeah.
If it's the Tamiya one, I will be most jealous because I want one of them.
Yeah, we have got our eye on them at the moment, haven't we, doing them, but yeah. See, that's Steve's fault, isn't it, over at Totally Scale Models, because he's done such a good job on his that we want to have a go at doing one ourselves now.
Yeah, I've got the Revell 172nd, but that's a little bubba version.
Yeah, you want the big all singing, all dancing one that you can run around the garden in doing flying noises.
I don't think you'll be running around in my garden.
Model Making Mayhem saying, yeah, rub it in at Sprue and Glue. What else have we got? That was me saying just setting up. Papa Smurf's in. Afternoon all, he says. Afternoon, Papa Smurf. Hope you're doing all right, mate. People saying hello to Smurfy Pops there. Sprue and Glue saying, thinking of doing a What's in the Box video with it. Why not, mate?
Oh, definitely.
You know, I'll watch it, mate. So, yeah, go on. Yeah, the more content, the better, mate. Don't forget, though, put a link to it in the group, mate, so people can find it.
Yeah.
Any of you that are putting videos up, feel free to put links to your video content as well. Andy's saying, actually, if I think about it, the Falcon I have is a 1/48 scale, which means it's bigger. Ooh. He's also saying his new wooden kits come as well. Oh, what did we get, mate?
If we knew what it was.
They are good, they are. I did the 6-shooter, and I'm tempted to get the hurdy-gurdy, mate. It's nearly 60 quid, and I'm like, yeah. I might bank me Patreon money for a couple of 3 months or something, you know. Model making mayhem saying slats Dave with a wet fish. So that's David Powell.
Oh, I was going to say, well, what have I done for that?
Yeah, Dave's little lip went then, didn't you? My little cherub. He's like, oh.
What have I done? I'm racing down the M4 to know that I'll be home in time for you lot.
And Sprue and Glue says, I would like to do a live stream with that one, I think. See what he did there? Little pun. Good man.
That was subtle.
That was, wasn't it? I was impressed with that, mate. What else have we got? Model making truck saying hello there. Papa Smurf saying hiya back to Nat. I think they're having a pop at poor Nat, bless her. What's he saying? I haven't done anything as far as I know, but like Papa Smurf it said, peace at last. Oh dear. You're getting GBH of the hero, are you, mate?
I'm not going to get involved in that one.
No. Model making mayhem says, here's a smash in the distance and a whistling noise. Incoming rolling pin. Yeah. Yeah, my missus has got one of those big marble rolling pins, you know, and I just sit there and go, yeah, I'm not arguing with you, love. I am agreeing with you from a distance. I may look as if I'm disagreeing with you, but inwardly I am. Yeah, I know. Nat's saying, when you get a chance to mayhem after the stream, I've sent you a message on your Mac. Model making mayhem's going 5-minute warning. That was 5 minutes before the show went. Well, 6 minutes actually, because I forget to press the live button. Yeah. People just chit-chatting about the Titanic. Let's have a look who else is in. Jacqueline Stevens is in. She's saying hi from wet something. Hope everyone is doing fine. Jackie and Kev. Yeah, it's raining here as well, my darling.
Well, where I am, it's sort of trying to rain, but.
Sprue and Glue saying, yeah, my free new even 5Ds come today also. Ooh. See this diamond art? See, Nat started a trend here, isn't she? We're all grabbing them now, and we're all going to look like Vivian out of the young ones with a row of different colours on our forehead, isn't we? There'll be people that don't know what the young one is, Dave, and that's going to make me and you feel really old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joseph Kelly's in from sunny California. Hello, Joseph. Hope you're doing all right and you are staying safe as you can out there, mate. I know the world's still on fire in the US, mate, and just take care of yourself out there, fella. Everyone's saying hello to Joseph. Sprue and Glue's asking what no pork pie. Yeah, it's a bit hot, mate, at the moment. And, yeah, I can get it out if it bothers you. There you go. I'll take it off when I move camera. Everyone's saying hello to Connor and Paige. They're watching on the big telly. Hello, Connor. Hello, Paige. Hope you're both doing okay. Looking forward to your next pictures in your folder in the group as well. Papa Smurf saying hello to Connor and Paige as well, as is everyone. Osric saying Thunderbirds with an H. Absolutely, mate.
Oh, yeah.
So as is Andy, Thundermogs with an H. Skullbush is Thunderbuddies. Yeah. I mean, we've already got a few of these lined up, and we're going to be Fire Buddies as well, aren't we, mate?
Yeah.
Are we going to be Band of Buddies when we do our armour? See?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think we've started a
What
trend.
about when we do the paddy wagon? Because Paddy Buddies doesn't quite sound right.
Wagon buddies, buddy wagons. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we think something.
The Keystone buddies.
That's better.
Someone else, Sprue and Glue saying, yeah, got the pork pie out. What was that? My old natter a bit too shiny for you, mate. And my boy passed these barber and said, guess who gets free wet shaves on his canister, mate? Yes. Happy days, mate. So not only do I get a Turkish on the old chops there, I'll get one on the canister as well, Dave. Well happy. Lynn's in, Lynn Dipple. She's got nom-noms for din-dins. Hi, Colin and Dave, she says, which is that one I should have clicked. Happy days. And Sprue and Glue saying hello, Lynn. As is Grant, Nat, Paul Chaplin saying hello to Connor and Paige, because Connor and Paige are in. Keep it family friendly, folks. Got some youngsters watching. Happy days. Not that I need to remind you, because you're all thoroughly decent folks.
You're all grown-ups.
Well, they are. We're not, are we? We're just two pillocks that can't behave ourselves. So, yeah. What are we going to be up to on your Thunderbird today then, Dave?
I think I might be doing some sanding on that rather large amount of filler that I put on the bottom of the pod.
I might be getting the airbrush out, mate.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Okay.
I might have to do a bit of priming, mate.
Look,
I'm thinking about it.
all that filler that's got to come off.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, I might be sanding for quite some time.
Yeah, so I'm just going to switch over to me other cam setups and do a bit of adjusting, and then I'll probably set up my spray booth, to be quite honest with you.
Ooh.
I know, scary, isn't it?
I know.
I'm up there in the corner there. Hello.
No.
Let's put, is that better? A little bit of light, and we've now got our webcam on a boom arm. Yeah, so we can have a bit of a move round. And sorry, mate.
Got a swinging wabbit.
Oh yeah. What was I thinking? That was it. Let's give that a jiggle, and we can, I think, go for a bit of spray boofage. Now, do I swap them microphones over? Let's have a look and have a move around on me boom arms, I think.
Boomtastic.
I see what you did there. That one can go there. That one can go in there. And then we can have a play like so. Sorry, folks, if I'm making you a bit disorientated there. Right. I think we can have a bit of a setup for the spray booth. So let's have a move around. Because Brucey and all of that lot have got to move.
You're in the way.
Aye?
The rabbit is in the way.
No.
Yeah. So the rabbit can sit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just got to have a move around because I'm doing my magical mystery spray booth assembly. So let's move that. Brucey baby's got to come out. Like so. And we can start putting the spray booth together.
Oh, you legend.
I know.
You really are a legend.
I've been called worse.
Oh, being polite. Well, I'm trying to be clever and grown up here and use the lid as a thing to catch all the dust.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, mate. I know exactly what you're doing. Right, put that together. So yeah, we're having a bit of fun with these little bad boys, aren't we, Dave?
We is.
To be honest with you, carry on like this, mate. We'll be doing something on the Huey as well.
That's getting a bit scary.
I know. Well, what we plan on doing with these buddy builds that we're up to is we're going to be every fourth show we'll be doing a catch up on the background builds we're doing, because things like the Huey and the fire engine are going to be done as buddy builds in the background because they are such big kits.
Yeah, they are a little bit large.
Yeah, so once a month we're going to do a cobbled together update show, isn't we, Dave, on them? Yeah. And just to give you folks a little bit of an update on what we're up to. So look out for them every fourth week. Try not to catch myself in the microphone. And fingers crossed people can start to see what we're up to. There you go. Super profesh.
Well, nearly.
We're doing primer. Use that one. Now, if my microphone does pick up the spray booth and it's too loud, folks, let me know and I'll mute my microphone for a little while if it gets a bit noisy for you. Don't want to upset the viewers. We'll just pop a little bit of that in.
Sandy, scratchy. Yeah.
Lynn saying, welcome to the spray booth. Yeah, spray booth is set up. Let's just angle that down a tad.
Oh, stand by your beds. Sarge is in.
Sarge is in.
Yeah.
Right.
That made light work of that, I'll tell you.
It's not too loud, is it, Dave?
No, it's fine.
You sure?
Yep. Right. If you haven't got these, then try and find somewhere to get them from. The Infini Sanders. They are very, very good. Because that's what I'm using now. And it's literally ripped through the filler that I've got on the bottom of this pod.
And we can honestly say as well, Dave, they're festa proof.
Oh yeah, because you haven't messed them up yet, have you?
No, I've not broke any yet.
Well, most of the dust is going in the lid. He says. Oh, look at Mr. Super Professional doing his spraying. dear. That will do for that. I know, Lynn. The dust went everywhere.
Are you messing things up again, Dave?
Almost. But it would be all right. But the fan's on the desk and it's playing the... Yeah. I wasn't going to win, was I? Right. I'll have a good sniff, Snarge. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, it's all about sniffage, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. I'll have a... Oh. Oh. Oh, Spring Root. Snarge. Snarge is an angry Sarge.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just, I think someone misheard me say Sarge and they thought I said Snarge.
Oh, bless.
Ah, I've dribbled.
Spoonglue's going, no glove. No, not today, mate. I'm too hot and bothered, mate, if I'm honest. I've got 1,000 of them sat next to me in a drawer, but...
Yeah, I've got some behind me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I've been resin printing this morning as well, so I had gloves on doing that, and I'm just a bit... Yeah. Yeah, I've been, well, I say been, it's still on there at the moment, doing some bits and pieces on the Falcon Heavy commission that I'm doing.
Ooh.
I thought, well, if I start that off, I can then have that printing out whilst I'm doing Harley Quinn as well, see, so... And I've got some prints to do for our Belgian friend as well.
Mr. Vincent.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to leave that at that. Yeah. just to be a little bit different, I'm going to put a little bit of smoke on the inside of the windows on the top of the Thunderbird pen. Just for a tinted effect. How's the spraying going?
All right, nearly done, mate. It's only its first sort of sticky coat because I've got to pre-shade it yet.
Afternoon, Raging Modeler. How you doing, fella?
How do, Raging? I hope you're doing all right, mate.
Oh, what paints are you getting, Raging? And what new model are you going to start? Oh, Mike's in. Hello, Mike.
Hello, mate. I hope you're doing all right. Hope Eileen's okay, mate. Pardon, mate. Oh. And again.
What questions are you?
That's that.
Right, Sprue and Grew is asking, what PSI are you working at, Colin?
What PSI?
Yeah.
I am working at 12 PSI at the moment.
Right, no, any more?
Why is that, mate?
No, it's just that Sprue and Glue wanted to know.
Yeah, 12 PSI at the moment is all I'm using. Yeah, it's what I'm comfortable using on what I'm painting at the moment. It works for me. Oh, sorry, they're bashing me camera.
Ooh. Oh, that sounds rather good, mate. A bit of Citadel turquoise for the Archhand, the Crawl, and the Dark Order.
Oh.
Sounds very sinister.
Does, doesn't it?
Blue ink for the Blue Dragons Lightning. Oh, God. Someone's going to be having some fun. Right, the Scale Model Muse is asking about your airbrush, Cole. Is it the one of your normal ones, or is it the one that you modified?
No, this was the one that I modified. This has got Ultimate Apex guts in it, mate. Oh no, this is an ordinary one. Sorry, the Apex guts one is this one. The one with the Mac valve. That's got the Ultimate Apex guts in it.
Right.
Yeah, this is just a bog standard K-Moon Chinese knockoff. But what I do when I buy them, and it's a tip I gave Dave, is I strip them down and then I micro mesh all the needles and everything to hone them down, and it makes such a difference.
Oh, does it? Cool. Right. So the models I'm going to be working on are Duhan, aka the infamous headless horseman.
Oh, interesting.
Crow turtle or turtle. Arcan the Crow and oh, that sounds a bit. Yeah. Someone's going to be having fun.
That sounds right up Raging Basis Street. That does.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine there will be many photos landing in the gallery as soon as he gets started on that one. Well, I hope so, because I want to see how he gets on.
Let's just pop that out of the way for a moment. And we can pack the spray booth away now.
Oh, that's not good.
What's that, mate?
Raging Model is saying he can't paint at the moment because if he moves, he gets twinges and spasms. Mate, get well soon.
To discuss a bit further, Raging, or PM me, mate. I might be able to help you out with that.
Right, hang on. He's down. Might be a minute. Oh, he sounds like he's pulled a muscle or got a trapped nerve. Maybe a sciatic nerve.
Trapped nerve by the sound of it, mate.
Yeah.
I know what my arms got like before I had my neck surgery done.
Either way, it doesn't sound very nice.
Not pleasant, no. It's not pleasant at all, mate, because it does. You get, it's almost like arm pump when you ride a motorcycle. You get muscle spasticity, and it's excruciating, mate. It can, just happens. It drives you absolutely mad.
Oh, screw and glue's off because he's having a fry up for tea. Oh,
mate, it's all about the fry up. Happy days, mate.
Oh, they was doing full breakfast in the canteen today at work. So we had the standard bacon and sausages, baked beans and hash browns, but we also had fried bread and black pudding.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes. I was quite happy, mate.
Let's just move that a bit more that way, I think, so people can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just playing with this setup, folks, because I keep smacking into it as well. So I'm just going to fiddle with that for a minute. Now that I've done my painting, I don't need that one there. I can have that one over there. And then that one can go back in there. And give us a bit of that. And then we'll do a bit of zoomage, I think. Okay, let's clean this airbrush.
I
think I need to get another tea towel in here because that one is a bit scuzzier than scuzzy, isn't it? Put 2v2 up there and get ready to strip that. Dexterous Grass the same. Mike, can you make your dad device lorry friendly?
That sounds wrong in so many ways. Bit of Velcro on the bottom, yeah. That might help.
Yeah, I'm just lazy. I 3D print mine. Let's put a fresh pot of that in, because that is mange.
Is it a bit mangy, is it?
Yeah, it is a bit, mate. I want to clean on the airbrush. That's a primer, isn't it? I'll field strip it because I can. Put that there. Shove that there. Okay, Sunday there'll be cake I'm making for work. Says Raging Modeler. All been well. Happy days. What's that saying? Lynn's going, we're moving. Hold on, peeps. Oh, Lynn's moving.
I think that's when you was moving your stuff around on your bench.
Oh, right. Bless her. Yeah, I haven't got the space in here to have an airbrush spray booth permanently set up, so I kind of run an extractor system under the bench. Drop my airbrush into a cavity that connects to the pipework, and I have a loft extractor fan buried underneath the bench at the back of the fridge there, and I just switch it on and it scooch the air straight out into the outside world, mate. It works a treat for me, mate.
Hey, if it works, keep doing it.
Exactly. If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
You got it. There it is. Lost my mouse for a minute then. Yeah, Nat saying, don't be stubborn when it comes to your health, Adam. Yeah, I can vouch for that one, mate. Caught me out many times. Dare I say, I don't think things would be as bad if I hadn't been so stubborn at such an earlier stage. But hey ho, you live and learn.
Yep. Yeah. Might be worth him going down to have a word with his quack and see what.
Yeah, I mean, I ignored the warning signs for a number of years, thinking, it's the British way, isn't it, Dave? Tomorrow's another day, I'll work it off.
Yeah.
You ignore it, and it became more and more apparent. And by the time I did get the diagnosis, the damage had been done. So.
I mean, it's the same old thing. It's, blokes don't go to the doctors, do they?
No, because we're blokes and we know best, and
yeah.
So, folks, if you're a bloke out there, we don't know best. Listen to your missus. If she says you need to go to the quack, just go. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's my biggest regret, mate, is that I didn't listen.
Oh, Common Road Junction's asking you, Colin, what airbrush you got?
What, this one that's on the bench, or what other airbrushes do I have?
That's all he's asking. He's just saying, what airbrush you got, Cole?
Well, this one's a little cheap Chinese knockoff K-Moon pistol grip, and I use that for me priming. I've then got the same K-Moon there with a Mac valve, and I modified the innards so that it accepts the innards from Ultimate Apex. I've then got a Neo. I want a Neo up here. Let's just grab that. He will come out. That's another K-Moon. These are all my pistol grips. There's the Neo for Iwata. Same thing with a side feed and a K-Moon with a side feed. That's me pistol grips. Let's just bung them there a minute. Yeah, I knew that would fall over. I've then got H&S Infinity and a Mr. Hobby. What's that one? PS 289 with a Mac valve as well. And I use that one for all my appreciating. So we got a few. It's like anything, over the years you just garner things, Dave, don't you?
You do. You just pick them up as you go along, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's
Make sure the needle didn't fall out. No, it's still in there. Common Road Junction's going quite a collection. Yeah, I must admit, when I first started getting back into modelling, I thought I could use some of my big spray guns from when I used to paint, but I soon found out you can't. And I had a couple of airbrushes left over from then, and then that was it, really. Every now and then I see an airbrush and I think, oh, I like the look of that, but I've got 7 airbrushes up there, so I've got airbrushes for different things, and like I say, I use this one only for priming. The other K-Moon with the side feed is for gloss coats. the Mr. Hobby one I use for my pre-shading. Harder and Steenbeck is for lacquer paint. So yeah. But as I was saying earlier, the cheap Chinese knockoffs, I've got a load of micro mesh pads, and I hone the needles when I first get them on the micro mesh. Really hone them so that they're super slick and smooth. Bit of beeswax, Bob's your uncle, mate, and you've got a Chinese airbrush that has, how can we say, just been given a bit of TLC, and it makes a difference.
It does make a difference, because I've done the same on my Chinese knockoffs.
Yeah. You thought I was a bit mad at first when I said, "Oh, get the micro mesh, Dave. Get the needles honed."
Me think that you was mad? Never.
Yeah, as if. Yeah, I've been known to be a little bit eccentric, and I Dave.
Just a little. Not much.
Where's me spudger? There it is. And yeah, I tend to field strip me triggers as well. A lot of people find it strange that I do this, but it's just force of habit. I literally strip it right the way down so that I can clean all the seals and everything with it. Yeah, it literally is stripped right down to its bare components. A lot of people are wary of doing this on the pistol grip airbrushes because of the trigger mechanism and that, but it's not really that difficult. Once you've done it a few times, it's just remembering where things go.
And hoping you don't have any bits left over when you put it all back together.
Oh, I've done that before, Dave. First couple of times I did it, I'm like, what is this screw for? Yeah. But it just makes a difference. We all do these little quirky things with our airbrushes, but I actually, I'm a bit like Mike Mountain on this one. I find cleaning the airbrushes quite therapeutic, Dave.
Oh yeah, I it's all right. I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah. And I do. I sit here and I'm like, do you know something? I think I'll clean my airbrushes. Yeah. Lynn saying she was 12, 15 when she had her tumours. Yeah, bless you. I've had David removed from my spine. I've just got Goliath to come out. That's the one that's causing the most problems, and they're just having a little bit of a think on how they're going to tackle that one because it's worked its way in around the nerve roots.
Yeah, that could be a bit nasty.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a time out as well, isn't it, Dave? And it's you kind of get a bit fed up with being pulled about, if I'm honest. And like I say, I did David recently, got rid of that when I had my latest procedure done, which I must admit did make me do the river dance. So yeah, I've got that looming, should we say. I'm hoping that with the current world being on fire situation that it might get postponed until maybe next year, but having seen the MRIs, it's got to come out, Dave. You know.
I would have thought the sooner it's out, the better.
Yeah, I mean it's benign, so you know we're happy with that. But it's Yeah, nerves don't like things pressing on them for too long, do they?
No.
So, yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there that'll be going, yay, we don't have to listen to Festa for a couple of weeks. For me.
Oh.
But I shall do my obvious doing as I'm told bit in hospital because I am a very good patient, honest.
I'm not saying anything.
No, it needs to be done, so just go in and get it done, you know. None of us like being out of our home, do we? I know I don't. You know, I love being at home with the wife and the boy. I've still got my other sons still living with us. And I enjoy their company. They keep me level-headed. As Lynn will contest, you know, and you will, you know, my missus don't stand for it.
No.
You know, she thinks I'm being a bit of a twit, she'll tell me. Which normally results in a certain person called Dave sitting there laughing. You've just been told off.
Oh, yeah, it's...
It's when I sit there and go, yeah, that told her, didn't it, Dave? He's like,
yeah, it's the unrepeatable comments that I cannot repeat that come floating through the kitchen door.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to attempt to try to do anything that resembles it in a Scottish accent.
Oh, no, you are such a creep. Honestly, it's Kevin and Perry with you, mate. Hello, Mrs. W. How are you? You're looking well. I'm like, where's my sick bag? I'll give you credit. You are good.
I've had one or two practices.
That's, oh, isn't he lovely? Isn't he polite? And I'm like, oh, God. Oh, fucking, oh, twinkle toes even. Apologies, folks. So what are we all working on at our benches? Have we got work? Are we working at our benches at the moment, or are we doing other things? Lynn saying, when you have said surgery, she'll come and sit with me. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah, it's one of those, Lynn. I've got to lay face down as well because they're leaving the wound open because I'm losing some muscle as well, and they're grafting or taking some from the leg. So yeah, and then obviously that'll settle, and then with the drains and that in, and then it will be closing it off with a further op with some skin grafts. So, I don't mind as long as I don't lose any of my tattoo because that cost me enough.
However, the way you put it, it still sounds horrible, nasty, and not very comfortable.
No, it's not. It's not, mate. But hey, you know, it could be worse. There's people out there a lot worse off, Dave. That's how I always look at it. And it keeps you very level-headed and keeps you positive. And that's how I look at it. It could be a hell of a lot worse than it is. You know, there's people out there that have been blown up in wars and all of that. You know, that's struggling, isn't it? You know. And I'm sure I can get up to all kinds of mischief whilst I'm in there.
I'll be surprised if you didn't.
That's one of them, isn't it? You got to, isn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Rude not to.
Very rude not to.
Drop that in.
Somehow I think with a comment like, I'm going to screenshot that for the future reference, Lewis. That sounds like someone's just dropped himself in it.
Muse is saying you can always tattoo the scar after things have all healed up. Yeah, I've got a full body tattoo, Muse. So yeah, it's once it's healed, me fella that does me work will just patch over what's been missing. So, yeah. Oh, many hours have been spent sat in that tattoo chair over the years. She's saying hopefully they don't make too much of a mess. No, when I had my other operations done, I must admit, they were very good. No damage has been done to any of the ink, you know, so I can thank them for that. And it fascinates them as well because they see you've got all of this work, and it always does become a talking point. Yeah, and Richard, who done my last spine surgery, he was fascinated by it. You know, like, he managed to get two of the scars or two of the incisions right along the line work of one of the skulls, so that he could go in and do his thing, but it didn't actually cut across the tattoo in any way. You know, so
Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was quite impressed with how he done that, to be honest.
It's good when they're thoughtful like that.
Yeah. Well, they appreciate it, don't they? You know, because they see what you've had done. There's nothing on you that is, how can I say, controversial. Because we all know there are folks that have ink that you wouldn't necessarily be proud of wearing.
Yeah.
You know the ones I mean.
I do.
You know, but
B3 is saying, afternoon, gang. Afternoon, B3.
afternoon, be free. Hope you're keeping well. Oh, no, protect me needle.
Oh, Nat's off because she's going to have some tea. See you later, Nat.
See you
Enjoy
later,
the
Nat.
tea.
Take care, darling. Thanks for coming in.
What's the best way to make sandbags? Is what Common Road Junction is asking.
Probably das clay, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of clay or some milliput and just try and get it into a rough sandbag shape. And try and put a seam round the middle of it, lengthways and across the bottom.
I usually, when I've done them, is what I'm using at the moment, this bit of tea towel. I normally just roll the bag across it just to give it a texture as well.
Yeah.
Just need a hint of texture, nothing too much.
Yeah, so I had to go at doing some, and I used a one from Tamiya, a sandbag from Tamiya, and I made a couple of molds, and I used some clay, and I used milliput.
Yes.
And they both came out pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's just that you've got a little bit more working time for when you put stuff onto the dio when you're using clay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it takes a bit longer to dry out, doesn't it?
Mm. Oh.
Mike Mountain saying he's just had some sandbags delivered from Green Stuff World. Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, do you want to whop a link for them in the old chat you popped, Dad?
Yeah, that might help him out, that.
Yeah. Because I get a lot of my bushes and things like that, you know, my scenic diorama stuff from places like that online. And like you say, you know, the time you've bought them and that, they're, yeah, you know, it's like anything. Buy a few of them and you make a bit of a saving. Let's just make sure that takes out. Doesn't leak. Perfect. On pistol grip airbrush, thoroughly field stripped and reassembled.
Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I feel all proud now.
Ah, good.
This is the worst part now, isn't it? It's been primed and you're like, no, what do I do now?
I haven't got anywhere near the primer yet. I'm still doing the sanding stuff.
Yeah, I'm not that fussed with seams or sanding at the moment because it's getting weathered. Like my mould, that's got a seam along the tip that I spotted when I was priming, but it's going to have mud on it. The inside of the Thunderbird's never going to be seen because the pod's going to be in there and it's going to be hanging from the ceiling. And not only that, that little raised seam does seem to grip the pod quite nicely. It doesn't fall out. So,
note to self: I won't sand that bit then.
Yeah, I've left it, Dave, because the pod as you put it in just seems to bite into the seam, doesn't it?
Oh, okay.
So I've left mine.
Right.
So yeah, I'm kind of at that thinking about the weathering. You know, the underneath's going to get battered up a bit.
Well, it will do because there've been drops on this, that, and everything else.
Yeah, so I'm more focused on. Take my hat off because my head is cooking. Sorry, folks. Yeah, sorry, folks, for having to stare at my big baldy head, but. So yeah, I'm kind of more focused. Like I say, I've got my small little craft to sit and brush paint, so I can do that. But for me, my next stint is going to be the pre-shading. And I find that really quite therapeutic, if I'm honest. And I sit there, I don't even have my spray booth out for that. I normally just have a little tea towel, sit here on my bench and just sit there and pre-shade. It's, yeah, quite chilled out, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's all I did with the Huey, wasn't it, when I pre-shaded that? Just sat there and hang out with you. What are you doing, Cole? Pre-shading me, Huey.
You was in your own little world, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. I love it, mate. I like a goodly paint fest. What else have I been up to? Oh, I've done a little bit more on the old ball tank, Dave.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so look, we've got a bit of grass going on now.
Oh, that is looking nice.
Getting there, isn't it?
Yes.
So, yeah. Bit more done on that. Little sneaky peek. Hopefully I can upload a video of that. I've just got to edit it away. I'm lucky enough that I did quite a bit of filming, but I need to now go through everything that I've recorded and edit it because I've been a bit lazy, and Dave. I had a time out from the bench, and yeah.
I think we all had a bit of a time out from the bench because it got a bit too.
There you go, folks. Who was asking for the sandbags? Mike's put a link in there, mate. Cheers for that, Dad. Much appreciated, mate. Let's have a good old looky look at what's been going on in the chat.
I'm going to go and have a look at them sandbags. Ooh, flexible.
Yeah. Raging Model's not been well, bless him. Yeah, you want to get that looked at, mate. Scale Model Muse is on about something about a bit of Velcro on the bottom for the Dad device, making it truck friendly. Spasm and kneeling, falling to my knees isn't actually the best thing. Yeah, so it looks like he's got some kind of spasticity going on with root nerves by the sound of it, bless him. Yeah,
right. It doesn't sound very pleasant.
No, it happens without warning. You noticed it with me one night, wasn't it? I just couldn't move my arms properly at all. It just happens. It's like someone's crept up behind her and flicked a switch. It's bizarre. Muse is now saying she's hungry. Raging Models, there'll be cake he's making. Nat saying don't be stubborn when it comes to your health. Absolutely agree. Lynn saying take it. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, Lynn's had similar neck surgery to me. I had the two of the joints fused, and one of them's got a artificial joint in it that moves. And me and Lynn was comparing throat scars. It was quite funny. We had a good chat about it, and it's actually quite a common thing now. Muse is saying, yeah, your neck is like her back. She opted out of surgery. Yeah, I delayed it for as long as I could, but in the end I had to go in to have surgery to stabilise the condition to where it is because it was degenerating rather rapidly. So to prevent future issues with other problems with your legs and that, it was get in and get it stabilised. I mean, I've got more metal in me now than Wolverine. Yeah, he's saying he's getting a bit better. He's moving more freely. That's good to hear, mate. But the thing is, Adam, don't push yourself too fast. I made that mistake and ended up back under the knife, mate. It's not easy. Model Maker Mayhem saying, I'm 38 and my right knee, wrist and neck all go crunch. My wrist is because I fell off a wall and he broke it. His knee still boots, yeah. Got to kick him once, and the neck, too much head banging, yeah. It's funny, I often think back to my concert days. I've been a bit of a mad head banger, and I wonder whether that activity hastened the damage in my neck. I often wonder that.
Possibly.
Because it's all violent movements of the neck and head that
Yeah.
really you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
Nat saying Lewis has taken his model and paints away with him this week in the lorry, and he's just said I could go with a dad device for the lorry. Something tells me his seat covers might be a different colour.
Yeah, I think there might have been a bit of spillage.
Absolutely, mate. See, we're lucky with the 3D printers, Dave, innit? We can print out all this stuff.
Well, yeah. Yeah, we don't have to wait, do we? We can just go and print.
No, I've got sprue holders, tape holders, glue holders, set and sew holders, you know, and
Mind you,
comes in handy.
I thought I would have been printing more on it, but I'm not.
What's that, your printer?
Yeah. Not that I've got no interest in it, it's just...
Yeah, but we got through that novelty stage.
Yeah.
Now we print out of necessity. It's stuff that we know we're going to use. You know, that's... He says dropping everything off his bench. You know, we know that we're going to be using it. And that's what we do, you know. I mean, I printed that, you know, little tape dispenser for me to meter tapes, you know, and it's perfect, you know. Comes in really useful. And obviously my moto jig.
Yeah, that moto jig's a work of art, that is.
It was one of those challenges that I set myself. We often do it, don't we?
Yep.
And I thought, I wonder whether I can print one of them. And suffice to say, I did, and I am most pleased with it.
No, I think you should be, because it's a fair old thing.
Yeah, in case people don't know what a moto jig is, it's a jig that you use to build motorcycle models on. And it's all adjustable and yeah. And I haven't got 150 quid to go out and buy one, so I 3D printed mine. Purely because, you know, people said it couldn't be done. Maybe me, I set myself the challenge and I did it. And yeah. And that'll be getting used when I do the e-models build. Because I'm doing the CBR Fireblades.
Oh, yeah.
That's an up and coming. Once I've done my ball tank, that's my next e-models build, and the 3D printed moto jig will be there for all to see. And it's just one of them things, isn't it? You know, just thought I'd have a go at doing something, and it worked a treat. Common Road Junction's going, I had a Neo, but it's busted. Yeah, you've got a needle stuck in there, Archie, haven't you? Do you want me to get that out for you, mate? I can use an easy out and get that out for you if you want, mate. He snapped a needle off in the Neo. Ooh. But yeah, if you're stuck, Archie, I'll use an easy out and get it out for you, mate. Yeah, Lynn was saying her neck was from her brain tumours. Yeah, bless you. It's Archie on about me elf, me airbrushes even. And Dalthwaite Health, been there, ignored that, had the chemotherapy, luckily all good now. Last session was last week. Good for you, Ian.
Hey.
Hopefully, mate, we start getting those you're still in remission appointments, mate. And yeah.
And then on your way out, on your last one, you can go and stand by the bell and ring like hell.
Yep, you have our full permission to do the smuggest of smug faces, mate. Good for you, mate. Keep fighting it, mate. Mike saying, as someone who suffers from arthritis, I've been on hemp oil for a few months now and feeling much better. Yeah, it's because you're stoned, Dad. Yeah, I've got a bottle of it and I run it through a vape, mate, and it's like anything, because I have oral morphine as well. Sometimes the morphine can be just a little bit on your head. You know what I mean? It makes you just a little too stoned. Whereas I can sit and have a vape on that, and I just takes the edge off it, but lets you have your faculties about you. Not that I've got many faculties about me, but
I'm not going to make a comment.
Lynn saying congratulations to Ian, glad you're feeling better. Good for you, mate. Yeah. Muse is saying I'm pretty wrecked. I've avoided most things that require surgery, and there'll be no digging around in my brain case. Bless you. Yeah, am I right? No, Muse, you're into the homeopathy stuff and all of that lot. And it's funny. I was thinking of Dave yesterday in a manly kind of way, because they was on about the benefits of honey. You know, because we both have honey in our tea, Dave.
Oh yeah,
The old sore throats and sniffles and that. You know, a good old spoonful of honey can do you the wonders, mate.
Oh, definitely.
I had a raspy throat the other Sunday when we was doing a brunch, and I just had a spoon of honey, and it calmed it down. It was like, yeah. Common Road Junction saying I can't afford to get a new one. No, if it comes to it, Archie, send it down to me in a jiffy, mate, and I'll get the remnants of the needle out, mate. It's not a problem. But the thing to remember with the Neos is, when you're putting the needles back in, if you're using the spanner, just literally nip it. Don't give it a... Because for some reason on the Neos, the minute you overexert, they snap.
Well, the other Iwata that I've got is a trigger one. I turn the nozzle just that little bit too far, and I'll strip the thread on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he's stripped the thread or he's just snapped off the brass bit in the end of the airbrush. But if it's snapped off, then yeah, I can use an easy out and get it out for him. Sometimes you can warm up a bit of solder onto an old airbrush needle, and it'll bite onto the tip, and you can just back it off using your fingers. So there are ways and means of doing it. Candygram for Mongo's going interesting at scaly models. I have friends here who say it helps them a lot too. Glad it's working. Yeah, it's well known for its benefits for MS, you know, which is why I get the cannabis oil. When I smoked cigarettes, I used to get my stash on a trial, you know, the medicinal benefits of marijuana. And it does, you know, it's one of those. It's, you know, I know people that have smoked pot for years and have never escalated their drug use onto other things, whereas other people have had a joint and then they're looking for a bigger high and they end up hooked on all the wrong stuff. I don't know. I mean, I smoked weed for 30 odd years, and yeah, you know, it's... Trouble is, I know full well if I got a stash and smoked it, I'd end up smoking again full time, and I don't want to smoke anymore. Archie saying thank you. Yeah, no worries, mate. You know, if we can help you out, Archie, send us a picture and a description of what the issue is. And yeah, I mean, Mike is saying it, going, yeah, he loves cleaning his brushes. We've sat there before, bored on an hangout, and we've lined all our airbrushes up on a bench and stripped them down, and spent the evening cleaning our airbrushes, bemoaning the world, and it's great.
Oh, yeah. Gets it out your system.
Yeah. Papa Smurf saying, got a dash. Be good, stay safe, happy airbrush cleaning. He's gone now, so take care, mate, if you're watching this back. Andy saying, I know how to solve this. Bionics for all. Here, as a kid, didn't you want to have one of them bionic eyes like Steve Austin?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, being brilliant. Scale Model Muse is saying still a serious issue. Yeah. Lord will make your mate and say nothing. Dad, you've done nothing wrong. I'm yanking your crank. Yeah, just pick on Dad.
Uh-oh.
Lynn's going, no, I want to hear your lovely voice. Oh, bless her. Oh, Linny Pops. Muse is saying, yeah, her with bionics, the world isn't ready for that. Could you imagine Muse having bionic arms? Mate, there'd be 90% of the US population would have flat noses because they would give her the ump and she'd just go, right on the bugle, have one of them for your trouble.
Yeah.
I like Muse's style. It's like, get under my skin, I'm going to bruise yours.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Thump first, ask questions later.
Yeah, that's Lynn saying she's going to come and sit with me. You're more than welcome. Yeah, it's... Yeah. Lewis is saying, all I can say on the off is I'm so happy Nat has kicked my behind to go and get sorted. He's in constant pain, but it's not as bad nowadays. Yeah, it's one of those, my missus, you know, she knew something weren't right, but she waited until I just said, I'm a little bit concerned. And she went, don't worry, I've already booked you in, mate. But with my situation, you know, she always comes in when I go for anything to do with medical, because I never want my missus to feel that I'm hiding anything from her. You know, I like her to know everything that I know so that she's content and, you know, she can see whether there's been a deterioration in my situation before I can, because it's what you project, isn't it? Raging Mother's going, I've taken a month off, no mojo due to work and some mental health stuff. Well, Adam, if you're on a downer, mate, and I mean this as a mate, you know where I'm coming from. Me and Dave are often about during the week, but if your demons are knocking on your door, mate, and you just need to talk, then that's a PM, and I will happily put an hangout up. And I can put your mind at rest. What is said in one of them hangouts always stays in that hangout, mate. So come in, be yourself, and just have a bloody good moan. We'll happily listen and
Start moaning along with him.
Yeah, and offer you as much support as we possibly can, mate. So don't suffer alone, mate, because I did that for a number of years, and it messes with you, Dave, doesn't it? And
yeah, I'm
you know, those
that one now.
Yeah, those close to me in the hangout and the inner core of our group, they get to know when I'm a little bit struggling, and they're there. They're like, mate, when you're ready, you know where we are. And yeah, and I'd be lost without them, to be honest with you. It sounds all a bit Brokeback Mountain, but they know what I mean. Lynn's going, no, not the tat. Don't take the tat. Yeah, it's one of them. I've got some scarring that I'm going to get inked over once my quarantine ends. So, yeah. Muse is going, hopefully they don't make too much of a mess, though. No, they're ever so good. I think there's only one of my tattoos that I had to have redone, and that's when I had a badly broken collarbone and they had to slice to put all the metal work in, and they sewed it up straight, but I had a nice big thick juicy scar there, and my tattoo artist went over that lovely for me. So Muse is going, I've fallen asleep in the tattoo parlor. Yeah, my wife does. My wife has narcolepsy, so she can fall asleep standing up, bless her, you know. And Dave, who does all our ink, you know, he's just finished a back piece on the wife, and she was out for the count, mate. She just laid there, gone, snoring her head off, and he's creasing up as he's tattooing her, and he's like, she's out for the count, mate. You know, he was just balancing his inks on her shoulders while she was like, I'll just put that there. He said, it's like having a table and everything. He said, it's brilliant. B3 saying afternoon. Music's saying, yeah, it is great. They try to be careful. Yeah, Richard, who done my spinal surgery, yeah, it took him a bit longer for the surgery and that, you know, but it was respectful, I suppose, you know, and he's wanting to have art done but has never taken that step, you know, and he was intrigued. He used to, you know, what's this piece meaning and what's that, you know, and he asked me about the demon tattoos and that, you know, and I explained to him about the mental health side of things, you know, and I said, I know where they are, they're behind me, mate. And he found that quite thought-provoking, should we say, you know, and really went out of his way with the incisions to make sure he didn't wreck the ink. Yeah, Muse is saying stupid people with stupid ink. Yeah, I've seen some, well, I'll be blunt, I've seen some really horrible, nasty, racist stuff on people, and I don't get it. I really don't.
Yeah, once it's on there, it's on there.
Well, yeah, I mean, it gets you into that whole debate, doesn't it? And there isn't room, I don't think, in any, whether it's the modern world or the past, there isn't room for it. It shouldn't be a thing, but unfortunately it still is. And it's heartbreaking, isn't it, to think that people get discriminated against because of the covering of their body. I find it bizarre, but then, you know, tattooed people get judged, don't we? You know, so it's one of those, people see it and go, oh, criminal. Yeah, I suppose so, because a minority of people project that, don't they? So
yeah,
I've seen some quite strange stuff, you know, and I say, what on earth made you get that? What was you thinking? Well, it seemed like the thing third time. Like, yeah. Got the IQ of an amoeba, mate.
Makes you wonder sometimes, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, the guy that does my ink, he has a quite blatant set of signage in his studio, and it's "I will not tattoo the following," and you know, anything homophobic, anything racist, any symbology from, you know, we know where we're going, you know, that sort of 30s and 40s symbology, should we say, you know, anything like that. So don't even ask me, because if you ask me, the door will be smacking you on the backside when you're leaving me studio, type of thing, you know. And I props to him, mate, you know. He said I steadfastly refused to do it. He said, and if anyone comes in wearing it and wants me to work on them, he said, the first thing I say to him, if you let me cover that up, I'll work on you. And they go, oh, Bert, and you go, well, I won't work on you then. That's fair play, you know. And I think if more tattoo artists took that stance, I think it would stop a lot of it. I think I can work out a trade. Is saying Muse, I've got Haribo gummies and proper licorice.
Oh, licorice.
Oh, that sounds like a good trade there, Muse. What you after, Muse? What are you after? Are you after are you after that? Are you after a single glue holder? Are you after triple glue holders? See, I told you I'm anyone's, mate, for sweets. You know, she's prepared to do a trade, mate. Trade? What's a trade?
I've no idea.
But yeah, I should be giving some of them stuff away on Patreon soon as well.
Ooh.
So if any of my patrons are watching, ping us your addresses so that I've got them. I keep meaning to shoot the video, and I will do it. I'll do it on a day where it's not so hot in here. Because, you know, my patrons are going to get, you know, like the full set. They'll get singles, triples, set and souls, some of your tape holders, you know. So that means you'll be getting a full set, Dave.
Oh.
Because you're a patron, mate.
Okay, I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. You know, Mike Mountain, he'll be getting a set. Even though he does his dad devices, he'll still be getting a set.
Oh, competition.
So, no, it's not a competition, mate. You know, he's good at what he does. But these are a godsend, mate.
But the ones that you send out to Mike, are you going to do them in blue? Because you know he likes blue.
I was thinking of doing them in blue and putting an Everton badge on them.
Yeah.
So they're personalised for him.
Yeah.
That was the sandbags. Graham M's in saying, I haven't had a tat done in years. I'm pretty sure I found it quite relaxing. Good to see I'm not alone or a bit weird. No, you're not weird, mate. Like I say, I have a full bodysuit. You know, I've got one leg left to do now. The guy that tattoos me has always wanted to do my head, but I just thought that might be a bit too much, you know, so... Vincent saying, don't forget the Mr. Robbie glue holder range at Festa's workshop. Yeah, I know, mate. I haven't forgotten, Vince. Vince has got a set that I sent over to him. I'm waiting for your measurements, Vince. Don't forget, mate. You did say you would send me some. B3 says, made in Wales, dragon tattoo on my left arm, ambiogram of my name on my forearm, butterfly on his wrist, mum and a Celtic cross on his right arm that needs redoing or covering over. Mike's got an advert up. Anyone interested in buying glue holders in blue with Everton badge on? Oh, you selling them as well, are you, mate? He's like, no, yeah. So yeah, people often say to me, how many tattoos have you got? And I go, one that goes from my neck to my ankle. I think that primer's dried, Dave.
I wouldn't be at all surprised because it's quite warm.
It is, isn't it? Do I want to tempt fate? I might still leave it overnight, to be honest with you. It's one of those.
Yeah.
You know what'll happen? You'll start it and go, oh, I wish I hadn't have done that because the paint hadn't dried fully. So.
You'll find an area that hasn't quite
gone off. Yeah. It's Thunderbird 2, isn't it? Well, at the moment, it's Thunderbird 2.
Mine's Thunderbird blank because it's got no numbers on it now.
Yeah, I've kept a couple of them because in the format it's going to be, yeah. But I've even got custom decals I've printed. Yes, I have printed a sharp mouth.
Why doesn't that surprise me?
Yeah, it's got to be done. Grant saying, yeah, I found the tattoos I've had relaxing. I'm planning on getting a Lancaster on my back as a tribute to my granddad. Oh, lovely, mate.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah, my cousin's got the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse back piece, and it's fantastic. It's beautiful, it is. Graham M saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd draw the line at anything above the neck. Yeah, mine end just sort of, you know, around the collar there, mate. But I mean, it's only recently that it's only a couple of years that I had that one done on my hands, only because I had a scar there that was, yeah. B3 saying, I'd buy one, but only so I could cover it in greebies and repaint it. Nat saying, I've only got a big family tree of all our names on the thigh. I personally don't see the point in getting tattoos that don't have a personal meaning to you. Absolutely. I mean, mine's almost like my life story, different things I was up to at different stages of my life, you know, and all the metal plates that are interlinking them is because I've had quite a lot of metal put in me over the years. So. Vince is saying, for what pots was those? We've been designing holders for all modern makers under the sun, so it gets hard to keep track of. Yeah, you was after some for a particular set of products that you've got, and you was going to send me the dimensions. I can't remember what it was you was on about. You was going, oh, do you do one for this? And I said, send us the measurements, and I will. So, because I'll throw them in the same package that the resin prints go in. Nat's saying it sounds brilliant. Raging Modeller's going, I used to have more than have my sleeve filled in. Same will be when my back is complete and tied in. Back is going to be individual portraits of the Universal monsters. Oh, that sounds nice. Mm-hmm. It's funny, both my boys, they've got full sleeve work done now, and it's always strange when you see your children having tattoos because you think, oh, you know, but they've had some beautiful work done. And again, that's all I said to them. Don't get anything done that can be offensive to anyone.
Or that you may later regret.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the obligatory naked woman with her Nellies hanging out and that, because I would see that as being disrespectful to my wife, because my wife don't want to see that tattooed on me, does she? You know what I mean?
No.
So Gray and M's going, yeah, I agree. Tats are definitely a personal thing. Adam's going, yeah, each by different artists, apart from the Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's Monster, which are on opposing shoulders. Yeah, I've got quite a collection by different artists on my lower forearms. And then the guy that tattoos me now has been tattooing me for 26 years now. Sprunglu's telling Lewis to behave.
That ain't gonna never happen.
Lynn's saying if she got a tat, it would be Tweety from Looney Tunes. Oh, bless. Get a portrait done of your parrot, Lynn. That would look nice. Very personal, wouldn't it? B3's going, all mine are personal to me. The butterfly I drew after I lost my mum. Oh, may she rest in peace. My next one will be a dragon looking over my shoulder and watching my back to remind me of my dad, who I lost last year. Oh, what a shame, mate. Well, may they both rest in peace, B3. Lynn saying, yeah, that would be nice, Steve. Sorry for your loss. Yeah. And he's saying he just needs to get off his backside and draw it. But sometimes, mate, the longer you wait, you come up with a nice bit of artwork then, won't you? That'll be more personal. Nat saying, Lewis has already said the kids are not having tattoos, says the man with a number of tattoos. Yeah, I couldn't say to him no, because I'd have felt hypocritical, being that I've got a full bodysuit. So what's the point?
Yeah.
You know, it's their body, their life. Once my boys got to a certain age, I just said, look, you know, it's your life. If you're struggling with decisions to make, I'll always give you options, but I won't make the decision for you because the final decision is yours. And I'll support whatever decision you make. And it's given them that sense of self-awareness and discipline, but also, you know, they've never come home with a tattoo that I've gone, oh, that's a bit risky. They're always run it by me and go, I'm thinking of this, what do you think? And I go, it's your body, mate. You know, as long as it's not sexist, racist, and that sort of thing, go with it. Adam saying, my biggest dilemma is which Phantom of the Opera do I get? Claude Rains or Lon Chaney's? Oh, that's a difficult one, isn't it?
Has it just got to be one, or can it be both?
Yeah, can you have a mixture of both where it's almost like down the middle, one side is the one person and the other's the other? I don't know. Or do you have it as one and then like a ghostly apparition of the other behind? I don't know, mate.
No,
That's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sprue and Glue saying Lon Chaney. Osric saying, I'm thinking of getting my blood group tattooed on me. It might be useful. Yeah, I wear an SOS around my wrist, mate, which has got everything in it down to what metal work and where it is in me in case I have to go for an MRI, what meds I'm on, what my blood group is, contact numbers, what my health conditions are, you know, and it's all there then because, because if you're unconscious and they throw you in an MRI machine with all the metal I've got in me, it's not going to be good, is it?
Well, it's not going to be good for you, and it's not going to be good for the machine.
Absolutely. Scaly Models going Michael Crawford, Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, a lot of people have put allergies and blood type on the form. Yeah, my mate's got a kidney donor card tattooed on him, you know, organ donor card. It saves them looking for it. They can't miss it then, can they?
Nah.
Graham N saying hello to Osric. Hello, Osric. Glad you're all right, mate. B3 saying get Gerard Butler, Adam. Laugh out loud.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, the only music tattoos I've got is me Iron Maiden forearm sleeve, of all the different album covers that they had around at the time, so. But yeah, it's one of them. For years, my family used to say, oh, tattoos, blah, blah, blah. And then they all ended up getting them done. It's like, okay. It's like the nurse down at the treatment clinic that does all my blood work for me. She always loves it when I go in, Right, what can we do to my Thunderbird 2 then? Because the viewers will be going, there's nothing going on his bench. It's that waiting for paint dry, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh. Do you ever find when you gloss a door that you just really want to go up and go, is it dry yet?
Yeah. I did that once at home and I've never done it again.
Oh, really?
Mm.
You got it got found, did it?
Yeah, the fingerprint was right in the middle of the door.
I've got these Mr. Metal colours to try as well. Vince very kindly sent some of these over to me.
Well, I must admit, when Mike put that link up for the sandbags,
Yes.
I've had a bit of a perusal.
Oh, have you?
I have.
That's a nice colour.
And I've got a couple of things in my basket.
Oh, have you?
Mm.
Oh, Fox will be proud of me. I had a really good captain stab at the other day in the end of my finger.
Oh.
I may have had to get my bottle of industrial super glue out, Dave.
Uh-oh. So is that a promotion from captain to Major Stabberty?
Well, yeah, it was a good one. It was cutting. I was cutting on a 3D print, believe it or not. It was the mount for this webcam that's on the gimbal there.
All right, yeah.
And I lent I lent on it, but the knife somehow just went straight into the end of the finger, and it was like, yeah. And when you lift it up and the knife is just sitting bolt upright, you're like, that's a deep one, that one.
Was that fudge sticks and broomsticks?
There was quite a lot of claret involved, but once I managed to stem it a bit, out come the industrial super glue, and I may have given it a bit of a fudge stick and broom handles, but suffice to say, it did the job that it was supposed to do.
Well, that is what super glue was designed for.
Absolutely, mate. And I can honestly say, yeah.
Holding various bits of skin together to keep the inside and the outside outside.
Absolutely. It's, it was Battlefield, wasn't it? I can imagine there's a few times where the super glue's been improvised there.
I think sometimes it's just whatever you can get hold of at the time.
I'm wondering whether or not I can do a bit of pre-shading.
Someone's getting a bit anxious.
I am. I'm twitchy, but trouble is I know full well I'll end up regretting it. Put the airbrush back, Cole. I'm just going to come off of bench camping. I'm not actually doing anything on the bench at the moment. Keep folks company and do a bit of chat dollying because I can.
Well, I think I'm gonna put the top side to the bottom side, and I am going to be sticking it together.
Oh, good man. Lynn's going froze. What's froze?
Froze. What's froze?
Oh, that's interesting. B3 says Superglue had a funny reaction on denim and started burning through it when I dripped some on my jeans once. Really? I've never heard of that one, mate.
No, I've not heard of that.
Yeah. Sarah Jane's in saying hi. Hi, Sarah Jane. Hope you're keeping well.
No.
Oh. B3 saying I was also going to get the Crack and Rum logo done as it's my favourite tipple, but since becoming type 2 diabetic, I can't really have it anymore. So it will be a constant reminder that I can't. Yeah, I'm same with diabetes, mate. I had to stop drinking when I went on certain medications anyway. It was no alcohol, blah, blah, blah. And I've been teetotal ever since, mate. But I used to like dark rum and Jack Daniels.
Oh, a bit of JD and Coke, that's nice.
Oh, mate, you know, I'd sit there with a bottle of JD, mate, and it'd be pump, 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 you know. Yeah. Yeah, Lynn saying she's allergies, blood type 4 arm by the wrist. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. It really is. I've seen a few people that have got the medical symbol tattooed so that it gets people thinking, well, why have they got that? Yeah. Sprue and Glue saying, I've been so used to not going outside for the last month, nine months, I don't even go for a blood test anymore. No, I had my GP come and get me because I'm on that. In the UK, we had messages sent out by the NHS when the world first caught on fire going, you know, you're deemed, you know, at risk, blah, blah, blah. You need to self-quarantine and basically stay indoors and don't go out anywhere. And that's what I do. But I was having some issues where I was getting a lot of hypoglycemic or, you know, basically keeling over and getting the EBGBs. And my GP said, look, I'm going to come and get you so we can do some blood work and get you settled again on your meds. So that was that, really, when it was Operation Kidnap Festa for an hour, you know. But it felt really strange. I can remember saying to you, wasn't it, the following day when we got chatting, I said it felt really strange going the other side of my front door because I hadn't been out for so long. I only go out for hospital appointments and blood work, you know, and it felt really alien to me being out away from this comfort zone. And I found that a little bit disconcerting, if I'm honest, because I've always been quite an outwardly person, if that makes sense, you know, but you become institutionalized living indoors. It's like a form of cabin fever, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, it's what you get used to, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when we had the conservatory put up, you know, the wife said, well, it gets you out, but in a safe way, because you're out in the garden, because it's all glass. So, but you've got that safety net of being, you know, like when the fronts open up, although you're getting the air coming in and all of that lot, you know that you can close the door and be back in your cocoon. And yeah. Lewis is saying, I've got my 4 kids' names and date of birth and a half sleeve with a nautical theme, excuse me, a navy theme on his other shoulder and a pin up on my leg. Good man. That's B3 saying about the Crack and Rum logo. Lynn Dipple's going, I fancy a Dr. Pepper. I can't drink alcohol. Yeah, Dr. Pepper. Oh, I love Dr. Pepper. Jack Daniels and Dr. Pepper, Dave. Now, there's an acquired taste. Plastic Monkey saying hello to Dad. Sarah Jane is saying I've got a big tribal bird tattoo across my shoulder blades. Moving my shoulders makes it fly, i.e. moving its wings. Oh, wow, that sounds a nice piece. We'll have to do a gallery in the Festa's Workshop group of people's tattoos. So get your partners or whoever you can, take some pictures of your artwork, and we'll do a tattoo gallery. Sounds like Plan Dave, doesn't it?
Yeah, body art.
I'll move all my tat galleries over from the Facebook page. I don't mind.
Have a tat special.
Yeah, my missus got a full back piece, like, you know, sugar skull, roses, and all kinds of detritus around it, you know, and it's got to be done, isn't it? Vince is saying, yeah, you can't wait till vaccines start coming out and you can go out again. Out of that comfort zone, you will come. I may have persuaded possible vehicles to rent. Yeah, no, it's not a problem, mate. It is one of those, you know, when your medical people say, well, you know, you've got impaired immune system and health issues, stay in. You're going to listen to them, aren't you? You know, I've always listened to whatever advice they give me, and it helps them, it helps me. But yeah, I can't wait for a vaccine, to be quite honest with you, because I think it will put a lot of people's minds at rest.
It's still some time yet before that comes through.
I think as a human race, it makes us realise that, you know, we all got complacent with technology and that. How many disaster films have you seen about pandemics and gone, that would never happen, not now with modern medicine? And yet here we are, the world fell apart within a month. And it just goes to show you that if Mother Nature wants to just wake you up a bit and make you realise you're messing with my planet here, folks, I'm going to make you think. Yeah. So, yeah, it's the answer's out there. There's going to be some kind of natural plant-based chemical or thing out there that is just going to go pink, you know, and B3 says, mate of mine has a tribal panther, goes down his back, tail runs down his left leg, looks awesome. Took many visits though. Yeah, Alan, my cousin, he's got like the little treasure chest on the outside of his right ankle that's partly open, and all the smoke, the stars, the mist, and that goes all up his leg, and then it blows out onto his back into the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's stunning, absolutely stunning work. And it's the only tattoo he's got.
By the sound of it, it's the only one he needs.
Yeah. Graham M's going, rum lovers, I can only recommend Captain Morgan's. Yeah, got that. Black spice made in double charred barrels. Apologies, Colin. Don't have to apologise to me, mate. Don't apologise, mate. Oh, yeah, that does sound like, you know, because Captain Morgan's, I used to have Bundaberry as well, which was the Australian wine, Aussie rum. That was nice. Mr. Loss going, something a bit taller as I can't see you climb into my Skoda Scalia, or rather sink down into it. I know my mother gets with her neck. Yeah, I've got a 3-litre Opel Monza in me lockup, and that's very low, and I've not sat in it since I had all my spine fusions done, and I honestly don't know whether I could get into it now. And it's one of those I don't want to try in case I can't, because my bottom lip will come out. Sarah Jane's going, I'll get it sorted for you, Lynn. Ian saying, no tattoos up to the age of 57. Now I have 3 dots tattooed on my chest by the hospital to line up the laser target. Yeah. For the radiotherapy. Yeah. Yeah. Bless. Sarah Jane saying her tattoo took 4 2-hour sessions. Oh, good for you. Nat saying, hi, Sarah Jane and Frankie. Lynn's going, I had the same thing, but on the back of her head. Jacqueline's saying, hi, back from having dinner, salmon slice, mash and fried mushrooms and red and yellow tomato again from my greenhouse.
Oh, very nice.
Very nice. Lynn Dipple's going, hi, Jackie. Scaly Models is going, whoa, Jackie. B3's going, well worth it, Graham. I used to drink it neat. Every other rum has needed a mixture. No. Maybe the occasional drip of Dr. Pepper, but that's about it. Nat's going, eventually going to save up for my next tattoo. She wants a traditional phoenix. Can't decide between a shoulder piece or a shoulder to hip piece. That's a tough question. What's the most, if you're wearing backless outfits, like that are sort of mid back, then the shoulder piece will work. But I mean, it's one of those really. It's how big do you go? Because if you go right down to the hip, people might only ever see its head. But then, if you don't want people to see it, don't want people to see it. It's one of them. Mr. Loft saying, it's doable if I raise the seat to maximum height, but at 6 foot plus, you might be meeting the roof a couple of times, even on the smallest of bumps. Yeah, I mean, if you ain't got a sunroof for me to stick my head out of, mate, and it'll be like that. I tend to fill a car when I get in it. I feel sorry for the driver because I'm tall and I'm a bit wide as well. You could land a couple of tomcats on my shoulders, so I normally encroach into the driver's area of the car, and I'm like, I know we're close, but this doesn't mean to say that when you pull up in the dark corners, Vince is saying, yeah, I'd pay to hear you curse when that happens. Me curse? I don't know what you mean, mate. Yeah. It was a bit like when I dropped that knife in my foot, wasn't it? It was like, Graham M says, oh man, did you have to mention Bundy rum? I spent 15 years in Oz and it was my favourite thing. Yeah, it's one of them. You sort of say to people, oh, get yourself a bottle of Bundy. And they're like, what? I was lucky. I worked for an Australian company, Victor Lawnmowers, and they used to bring a crate of it over for me every time they visited from Australia, the bosses, and then we went over there for a bit, Campsie, New South Wales, and it was like, yeah, I lived on that stuff, mate. Graham's going, I love Sailor Jerry rum. I got some as a leaving present from a job. I had a little sesh on it and I had 3/4 of the bottle the next day. Came in the bomb, said, how much do I have? I replied. She had 2 glasses, then she showed me the bottle, shouted at me, liar, and said, now I drank the rest out of the bottle. Jacqueline saying she's got a fish on the top of her arm. I'm getting a big old leg piece done on my left leg of Japanese, Chinese, sort of that sort of dragon, fish, koi carp, everything all blended in and just mix and mash of different styles. Because I've got a Polynesian piece going on my right leg. I've just got a few more bits to have done on the upper leg. But it's one of them. I've got to leave the left leg yet because I've got to wait until the muscle and skin graft is done because I don't know where they're going to be taking the area from. So I'm holding off on that one until that's all done and dusted. Vince is going, dexterous crafter. I've been contemplating a piece for ages myself. Would be his first one. A traditional Japanese one, but my better half is rather conservative. It's your body, Vince, not hers. All I'm saying on that one, mate, at the end of the day, they're getting nothing offensive to women or sexist or anything like that. It's your body, mate. If you want to get a tattoo, go and get one. Mm-hmm. It's funny, my wife, when she started getting hers, she sort of said, do you object? And I went, it's your body. At the end of the day, and how can I object? Duh.
Yeah, pot and kettle syndrome.
Absolutely, it's her body, and she'll discuss everything she's getting done. And I go, thanks for letting me know, but it's your body. If it's what you want and it it fits in, then go for it. And I actually find a lot of the work is quite elegant. It's one of them, isn't it? It's personal preference. I've got mates that have never gone under the needle, and that's their choice. I totally respect it, and they respect mine.
I've never gone under the needle.
No, fair play to you, mate. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing, isn't it? Eric's going hi all. Hi, Eric. Hope you're all right, mate.
Hello, Eric.
I mean, tattoos, especially for women, are very good for scar concealment. Not going into details, but the missus has got some that she's had tattooed over, scarring and that, and yeah, it can take away, dare I say, the psychological scarring a bit, because you've had a piece of a nice, elegant piece done over it. It just detracts from it a little bit, doesn't it? Been saying, hoping Eric's feeling better today. Oh, why has that gone off on my watch? No idea. Yeah, hopefully you're doing all right, Eric.
Excuse me.
Sarah Jane's going, my tats are all to do with my spiritual beliefs and my fairy soul. Good for you, sweetheart. Good for you. Because I think Muse has got a lot of spider work done. I think that's your nickname as well, isn't it, Muse? Spider. But she's into a sort of witchy stuff and that. And I'm not sure. Are you pagan, Muse? I'm not sure whether you are or not. I don't know. But if I'm wrong,
sounds like it.
But she's got very open convictions, and I love that, because it's not a world that is often explored, is it? Not everyone has to conform to certain things, and I like that. Steph, a good friend of mine, she's a tattoo artist. She's pagan and into all the summer solstice stuff at Stonehenge and all of that. Yeah. She is a real spiritual person, and it's lovely to hear her talk so eloquently about it, because she seems in such a good place, and it's like, this has made her more of a complete person, and good luck to her.
Each to their own.
Yeah. Nat's going, absolutely, as long as it compliments me. Lewis is fairly laid back about me getting tattoos. Yeah, I mean, it's really strange, and I don't get it. I mean, I don't know what it is. I mean, I can understand with the police and that, because their job's hard enough as it is. Sometimes people can judge a book by its cover, but then in their line of work, if the majority of people that they're having to arrest have got ink on them, they're going to assume it, aren't they? But, if I was to go along in a vest top driving a brand new Merc, I'm more likely to get stopped than I would be if I was wearing a suit and tie.
Oh, you'll be over on the hard shoulder before...
and that's just how it is. And I haven't got a problem with that, because at the end of the day, they're only doing their job. What I have an issue with is I can remember going swimming with a wife, and there were other women looking down their noses at her because she's got tattoos. And I don't get that. I don't get why women would do that. Am I missing something? I don't know. But it was like, they almost was like, look at that cheap tart because she's got some tattoos. And it's like, she's not cheap tart, she's mother of my children. And, we've been together 34 years and we love each other. Why would you think that? And I find it odd and quite sad as well, really, that people do that. Graham M's going, small world, mate. I lived in Burwood, 5 minutes from Kempsey. Oh, really? Ding dong, mate. Yeah, I worked for the Victor Lawnmower Company for a number of years, way back in the late 80s, early 90s, mate. And I did have the opportunity of going out permanently to Oz, but I think because Helen was very close to her late mum and sister, I didn't want her to ever feel awkward if she needed to get home in an emergency, so to speak. So I kind of made a decision for her. And
it's a long way away.
Yeah, because at the time, you didn't have the internet as prevalent and things like that. And if something had gone wrong, which it eventually did, didn't it? I'd never have forgiven myself. So I thought, if I say we're not going, we're not going. And took the decision away from her, you know. But a friend of mine stepped in and took the job opportunity and has lived out there ever since. And he sends me a Christmas photo every Christmas day of him on the barbecue, like bright sunshine. I'm like, get.
Yeah, there's always one, isn't there?
Yeah, Lynn's going, tats are on artwork of your body, like the art, but not the racist and the bad ones with cussing and such. Absolutely, Lynn. I've got no nudity, no swearing. I don't even have names on me. It's just my favourite music, art that I enjoy drawing up, and Lord of the Rings stuff, the big Gandalf and Lord of the Rings sleeve and all of that. It's just something I enjoyed doing, you know. And then my back piece is my demonic side. It's like a big face, or like a Chinese dragon's face. And then when you look closely on one half of it, the face is made up of, you know, wistful mountains and trees and sunshine and all of that. And then the other half of the face is all like demonic inner demons and, yeah, your good and bad side type of thing. And it's very personal to me. But B3's going, sadly, Carl, some people have prejudices. I can understand if I had F off or some kind of racist, you know, designs. I could understand that, and thoroughly deserved it would be as well, because, yeah. But, yeah, it's just a stigma that some people have. Newspapers do it in the UK. I don't know if they do it in the rest of the world. But you could have someone that goes in and robs a bank, and they might have a tattoo about that big somewhere on their body, and it'll be the tattooed criminal.
Yeah.
You know, the tattooed robber. And, you know, the tabloids in the UK do it. You know, and it's not someone that's got full body work or beautiful artwork. This person might just have one tiny tattoo. The tattooed crook. It's like, straight away, you're pigeonholed.
Mm.
And our media have been notorious for doing that for years. And it really bugs me because, yeah. Graham's going, there's nothing the matter with tattoos if you like them or not. Absolutely, mate. The thing with tattooed people is we don't care whether people that haven't got tattoos are tattooed or not, because we don't judge them. They're still our best mates, you know. Whereas I would be judged the minute I did a job, my last job actually. The guy that took me on was very, you know, set in his ways, you know, and a bit old English gent, you know. And I always go suited and booted and all of that lot to an interview. I always have done, you know. We chat away quite happily with that. He said, anything else, you know, you want to say it? And I said, well, the elephant in the room, mate. I have full body tattoos. Does that bother you? He said, well, in our line of work, he said, in certain things, clients might prefer it if you was in long sleeves. He said, but, yeah, you know. And I said, well, it bothers someone. Whereas one of the other guys, his nose dropped as soon as I rolled my sleeves up on an hot day. It was, and their opinion changes. You can see it in their body language. And I'm like, you got an issue, mate? I never knew you was tattooed. I said, so what's the problem? You know, you're that narrow-minded and bigoted then, mate. You know, get over yourself. But it really bothered him. But it was one of them, you know, if you knew you was going to a particular, a bit like you with your line of work, if you was going to a particular client, you knew that their dress code or whatever was a bit corporate, you would dress accordingly. It never bothered me. But once I got retired, I decided that, you know, I could get that concealed. So I did, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, my missus misses her family is like that. She's a lot more laid back, most of it, but that's still a hurdle. Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I would never have forgave myself for, is if the missus had needed to get home and we didn't have the finances to do it at the time. I would never have forgiven myself, and I'm quite glad in a way we didn't go, because as my health declined, I think being the other side of the world would have been such a problem. So, yeah, it's one of them. But I've still got good friends that live. I've got friends in Penrith, friends in Perth, Melbourne, my mate in Campsie. So, yeah. Raging Modelers going, Festa, did you get my message on Facebook with the Rage Against the Machine cover? I did, mate. I'm yet to watch it yet, though, but I will. And I'm looking forward to that. It pinged up on my phone, but I want to watch it on my big telly in the lounge, mate. Give it the beans, mate. Well, he's a bit of a quality musician, mate. And my coordination has gone off a little bit over the years as things have crept in, and I've got 5 guitars in the house, but I don't know whether it's my hearing or my dexterity, but don't quite sound the same now, and I kind of want to get back into playing them, but I might go old school and go for some lessons and start right from scratch, just in case it's something I'm doing, because I was self-taught. So B3's going, my mum was mortified that I got inked, but different generation. I actually find it comforting that I got butterfly tattoo to commemorate her, as she would have hated it. Yeah, I mean, my uncle had a full bodysuit, and he was ex-military, and all around the world he had had bits of work done on him. And I never knew it until he was digging the garden one summer, and the shirt sleeves went up, and I can remember seeing this vivid colour, and I'm like, wow, what's this? And he, oh, this tattoos. Wow, and got talking about it, and I was hooked from then, and that's just one of them things, isn't it? Lewis is saying he's got his kid's date of birth, so I don't forget. It comes in really useful. Yeah, I might have done the double whammy this year. Yeah, I forgot her birthday and our anniversary.
Do you know, I'm surprised you're still alive, mate.
Yeah, but you know what I tried to do? I tried to blame lockdown. Yeah. I'm hoping to redeem myself Christmas. Yeah, double whammy, mate. Suffice to say, there may have been a heat wave on for the UK, but it was Arctic ice here. The inside of my door was frozen solid. I had to get my Citadel scraper around the door frame just to open it back up again.
Bit of speed dusting, was she?
Well, our marble worktop ended up the thickness of a Rizzler cigarette paper. But I was so oblivious. I'm like, are you all right, love? You're really quiet. You're not yourself. I am fine, she went. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what is it I haven't done? And I'm like, it just didn't click, because we've always been a bit subdued with our wedding anniversary, and it's one of these, I've not spoke about it live on air, so hopefully I don't offend anyone, but the day we got married, unfortunately, was the same day of the Hillsborough disaster in the UK at Sheffield United's football ground, where 96 Liverpool fans sadly lost their lives. And it caused a bit of an issue in our family, because my brother and my brother-in-law were due to be at the football match. And obviously, I got married, so it caused a little bit of friction. So we've always found it a little difficult to celebrate our anniversary, because our thoughts always go to the people, unfortunately, that lost their lives in that very tragic moment. So we've always had this dilemma, Dave, wedding anniversary time. We'll get each other a card, but it's like when we had our 25th and 30th anniversary, we didn't have a party because we didn't feel it would be appropriate. It's just a personal thing with us,
Yeah, but you didn't know it was going to happen. They didn't.
No, but we're almost nodding a respect to the people that. You get what I mean. And it's funny, my brother, years later, when we got talking again, because we did fall out over it. He said, you never celebrate it, do you? And I went, no, because I don't think it would be the dumb thing because of. And he went, yeah. He said, I can get what you mean. He said, you're on that seesaw of do I, don't I? And I went, yeah.
Yeah, and damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, so it's always, when it comes to wedding anniversary time, I think of the 96 folks that didn't have their lives continue, so I've got the date of it tattooed on my wedding ring, you know, but I don't know. I don't sit there and say to the wife, happy anniversary. We both just go, yeah. And that's it, mate, you know, so. Eric's going, apparently Nat needs your guy's wedding anniversary tattooed on there, Lewis. Yeah. Raging Modeller's going, the media is bad for alternative lifestyles. Absolutely, mate. I can remember the years and years ago, I had a metal mullet. I know. I had a metal mullet. Basically, the hairstyle I've got now, but in reverse. It was hair down this bald bit and no hair down the sides. It was bicked and then like really long. It used to come down sort of just where the lower part of my back was between your ribs and your waistband, you know. So it was long, bit like Jason Newsted out of Metallica. And yeah, it was one of those, you know. And people used to go, what on earth have you got that squirrel on your head for? And I'm going, I'm not the mullet, mate. It took me years to cultivate this. And then one day I just thought, you know something, I can't be doing it. I just literally out of the wallpaper scissors, and the rest is history.
As they say.
Graham Ann's going, totally understandable. We were there from 82 till 97. Unfortunately, aging parents and distance become a big issue for us too. Yes, it's one of those, mate. Lewis is going, it's all right. On Nat's live stream, she said our anniversary was on the 5th of June when it's actually the 6th. Good girl. B3's going, could say something about it being D-Day, but let's not go there. Absolutely. Sarah Jane's going, my mum's birthday is September the 1st, parents' wedding anniversary 3rd, sister's wedding 6th of June, easy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The anniversary one is always one that gets me. You know, it's like, you know, even after all these years, you know, it's just one of those, wasn't it? It was a terrible day. Raging Modders going, yeah, Jason is my favourite bassist. I'd give my left nut to meet that man. Brilliant bassist, mate. Really is, I think, really, dare I say it, underrated. You know, a lot of people go, oh, yeah, you know, this bassist or that bassist. And you go, yeah, but look at Jason Newsted. You know, yeah. I've never played bass. I might have to give that a go, you know.
I've always fancied having a go at the drums.
Yeah, my boy's got his drum kit up in my loft because where he lives in an apartment block, he's like, he wants to take the drum kit over, but he thinks the neighbours above and below would have an issue. So he's got one of these electronic ones as well now, you know. But
no, I've always fancied having a go at the drums. But
mate, I'm thinking of setting it up in the old conservatory because it's triple glazed, Dave. So when lockdown ends, if you want to come down and have a good old beat on the drum kit, mate, you're more than welcome.
No, I've never been sat behind a drum kit, but yeah, it could be fun.
I could just imagine letting you loose on the drums, mate. Whose face are you going to paint on the drum skin?
I can think of several.
Lynn's going, oh, wow, I didn't know about your wedding. Yeah, it's one of them, Lynn. It's, I mean, we left the wedding reception and went out to Italy. And yeah, we kind of picked up the papers the following day, and it was like, oh, my God. My brother got in touch with me, and he went, do you know, he said, I may be miffed. I cleaned that up. With the whole arrangement of the wedding and the clash of days. He said, but I think I might owe you one, bruv. You know, and I went, well, yeah, I've always found it poignant. Sarah Jane's going, 1st of September was invasion of Poland, 3rd of September we declared war on Germany, and 6th of June D-Day, yeah. It's difficult. Do any of you have dates that clash, and do you sort of feel, dare I say it, a bit awkward celebrating? I mean, I didn't think it would be appropriate to have a good old knees up on our 25th and 30th anniversaries because I just thought it would be disrespectful. I don't know why. I just thought, how could I do that on today of all days? And even if we had done it for you know, the week later or whatever, we're still celebrating that date. And that date to me is about Hillsborough, not my wedding anniversary.
No, we was quite lucky because for me, the birthdays were August and December.
Yes. Yeah. Mr. Loft's going, my dad, bless him, got told no. His old man was, yeah. Anyway, he didn't flinch, and 16-year-old him took the Chinese ink he had for a tech drawing art class in school, the artist metal pen you'd use. Yeah, Hiroshima 3 in Japan does it with the traditional Japanese style. My Polynesian on my leg is done in the tap style, you know, so. Well, there's a few people disappearing for their tea, and it's 6:30, and we got Chris on soon, and we did say that we would probably come off at 6:30 anyway ourselves. So, again, lovely that you've taken the time out.
Thank you very much.
Come and keep us two company, because at the end of the day, we do these shows to help you. I know I've not done a great deal today. I've only primed me Thunderbird, but next week I'll be doing all my pre-shading, so there'll be a bit more to see. Well, yeah, because you'll probably be priming next week then, won't you, Dave?
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah.
Might have had all the bits rubbed down by then, but yeah.
Yeah, and then the following week after that, we'll do a Huey catch-up segment as well for you. Just let people know what we're doing on the Huey. So we might do a bit of work on them, Dave.
I might have to get the duster out first.
It's all right, mate, but it gives us a chance, doesn't it?
Yes.
Vince is saying Chris is out for the count tonight. Is he, mate? I didn't know, mate. But yeah, I mean, we said we'd do a couple of hours, and that's we'll stick to our routine. So I've got meds to take and something to eat, and
yeah, I've got to have something to eat because
go and cool down in the other room for a bit because I'm getting a bit hot.
You're getting a bit warm.
Yeah, it's a bit. Sarah Jane saying, as her sister lives 100 yards from Bletchley Park, she gets the Battle of Britain, Lancaster, etc. fly over her house on her wedding anniversary. How cool is that?
No.
Oh, brilliant. Well done. I love that. So, yeah, I'm going to put Dave on the full screen so he can say his goodbyes to you all.
Yep. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been great that you've come along, and I will say tarry bye and see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.
And I'll say the same again, folks. Thanks for coming in and keeping us two idiots company and letting us keep you company midweek. Thanks for all your support, by the way, as well, for the midweek shows. It really does mean a lot to the pair of us. And we look forward to seeing you on Sunday for the brunch. So until then,
bye-bye.
Bye for now.